In this episode, we're tearing down a QJMOTOR Sai 350 engine. Let's see if Qianjiang has made any improvements to this engine since launching the QJMOTOR brand. As for the clutch, it uses a slipper clutch. Slipper clutches are becoming more and more standard these days. To put it bluntly, this engine is just a bored-out version of the Benelli TNT 300. Its stroke remains unchanged, but the cylinder bore has been increased to 70.5 mm. If you have a TNT 300 with a damaged cylinder, you can actually use parts from this one. After watching this video, you'll probably figure out exactly how to do it. The main shaft bearings are P6 grade bearings from CNU. These bearings aren't as good as the ones QFMOTO uses. QFMOTO prefers to use imported NTN bearings. Let's look at the cylinder head. The workmanship is clearly better than before. Let me zoom in so you can all get a better look. It used to give off a rough, poorly finished vibe, but now it looks much cleaner. It seems Qianjiang is constantly making improvements. Once domestic brands level up their build quality and quality control, it's definitely a massive win for the owners. Let's check out the camshaft. This camshaft is a bit of a hybrid monster. Look at the camshaft body here, it's stamped with 269. 269 is actually the part code for the Benelli TRK502 camshaft. But if we look at the timing sprocket, it has 265 written on it, and 265 happens to be the code for the TNT 300 timing sprocket. Well, they're all made by the same company anyway. As long as it works, it's fine. If you TNT 300 owners want to upgrade to this 350 camshaft, you'll have to swap it in two. It can bump up your intake and exhaust volume. Let's look at the valves. The valves look perfectly fine. Let's check the crankshaft. The piston hit the cylinder head. You probably noticed that when you saw the head earlier. This crankshaft is definitely scored. As for how it got scored, I'll let you judge that for yourselves in a moment. I won't say too much. You should be able to figure it out. The biggest advantage of QJMOTOR and Benelli is that their parts are cheap. Repair costs are very reasonable. I have to bring up QFMOTO again here. The price of a single QFMOTO 400 crankshaft could buy you 2 crankshafts for this engine. Since you've watched this far, drop a like if you're enjoying the video, my friends. Let's take a look at the oil pan. All this debris is a surefire sign that the engine completely crapped out. Haha. The owner is incredibly frustrated. He only bought it a few months ago, but because he didn't get his oil changed at the official dealership, they denied his warranty. So, he shipped it over to my shop. Man, look at this rod bearing. The copper layer is completely exposed. Let's check out the crankshaft. Pay close attention to this bolt here. I haven't even touched this connecting rod bolt yet. But notice how it's backed out quite a bit. The other side is totally fine. Both bolts over there are tight. Just this single one. It was like this right when I opened it up. I haven't touched it at all. Luckily, when I was tearing down this engine, I was live streaming the entire process. Everyone in the live stream chat saw it. I didn't touch this bolt beforehand, just in case anyone tries to claim I loosened it myself. Just to stage the video. The guys from the live stream can back me up on this. As for how the bearing spun, you judge it for yourselves. Whatever you guys say goes. It has absolutely nothing to do with me. Look at the bearing shell on this side. The rod bearing is completely destroyed too. Take a look at the crankshaft. The crankshaft journal is also deeply scored. Look at this thrust washer, it's literally in pieces. Take a real close look. To be fair, you can't blame the bearing shells themselves. The material used for these is actually better than before. I'll show you the bearing shells in a second. The main journal bearings are made by Dado. The pistons in this engine are also better quality than the TNT 300 ones. They feature full molybdenum disulfide coating on the skirts, and micro-arc oxidation on the crowns. Now let's look at the cylinder block. This cylinder didn't have it easy either. To avoid any warranty disputes, I highly recommend that during the warranty period, you get your bike serviced at their authorized flagship stores. Otherwise, when something like this happens, it becomes a total mess to sort out. Look at these bearing shells. They actually use genuine imported Dado bearings from Japan. So, for this QJMOTOR Sai 350 engine rebuild, the spun bearing was caused by a loose connecting rod bolt. As for why that bolt backed out, you'll know exactly why if you watch my previous teardown video. But credit where credit is due. The rod bearings they used in the Sai series are excellent. They're all imported Japanese Dado bearings. This crankshaft, however, is identical to the one in the TNT 300. For this 350 model, the crankshaft remained exactly the same, and they just increased the cylinder bore to create the 350. Let's torque down the connecting rods properly. With QJMOTOR Sai series, the materials used and the general workmanship are honestly much better than before. Originally, this should have been something that made riders very happy. But then their factory assembly quality completely dropped the ball. We're talking about essential bolts left untorqued. Bolts that were completely forgotten. And sometimes even internal components entirely missing. Wait, forgetting to install components, wasn't that a QFMOTO issue last time? I strongly advise QJMOTOR to seriously sort out their production line management. If they keep making these kinds of rookie mistakes, they're going to become a total laughingstock. For Benelli TNT 300 and Tornado 302 are owners. If you want to upgrade your bike to a 350, just grab the connecting rods and pistons from this Sai 350. Bore out your cylinders to fit the new pistons. Swap the camshaft. And boom, you've got yourself a 350. To put it simply, you just bolt QJ 350 parts directly onto your old engine. This setup includes the slipper clutch, which you guys can use as well. Now, if you want to step up to the Sai 400 later on, you'll have to swap the crankshaft out along with it. One thing online communities constantly complain about is that QJ has way too many different engines for a single displacement class. It leaves everyone feeling completely confused. I'll make a dedicated video down the line to sort out and break down the entire QJMOTOR engine family tree for you all, to see exactly how many bikes are currently in the Sai series, and even check out the upcoming models. You can click the link in the bottom left to download the Dongchadi app and head over to the motorcycle section. It has full specifications and configurations for the entire QJ lineup, along with all kinds of industry news. Personally, I don't really mind QJ's flooding the market strategy, but it boils down to one simple truth: quality. Real quality drives sales. Sheer volume alone doesn't sustain them. Otherwise, we'd be calling it quantity control instead of quality control. Am I right, guys? If you agree, go ahead and leave a like on this video. Alright, let's test the compression. With strong compression, proper fuel, and spark, this engine is 100% guaranteed to fire up. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone.